whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it, said by Albert Einstein. It's pleasure to be here this evening. As per the practice of the World Community Service Center, let's commence the session with Duriya meditation. Accordingly, we invite Assistant Professor Anuradha Manikandan from Dubai Center. Ma'am completed MCA and MSc in Yoga for Human Excellence. Currently, she has been serving at the Dubai Sky Yoga Center for the past 4 years. Over to you, ma'am.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் மேம். Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible. You are audible, ma'am. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The atmosphere around us is being purified by the divine power. The divine power descends upon us, our body and soul are being purified and blessed. The divine power descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. The divine power descends upon us, and our body and soul are being purified and blessed. May the divine power protect us, guide us, lead us day and night, at all times, at all places, and in all our activities. Salutations to Mother. Salutations to Father. Salutations to our Guru, Vedatri Maharishi. Turiya meditation. Let us start our meditation at Agna Chakra in between the eyebrow. Turiya. Concentrate on crown chakra. Be blessed by the divine. Let us conclude the meditation. Spread the energy all over the body. May the body and soul be purified. By the grace of divine power, we will enjoy good health, long life, inner wealth, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of divine power, we will enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. By the grace of divine power, we will enjoy good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, wisdom, and peace. Vedatriam, propounded by our Guru Yogiraj Vedatri Maharishi, be blessed by the divine. World Community Service Center, be blessed by the divine. Temple of Consciousness at Olia, be blessed by the divine. All the meditation center and trusts around the world, be blessed by the divine. All those who have joined us in today's meditation via Zoom, be blessed by the divine. Twofold moral principle. I, in my lifetime, will not cause any suffering to the body or mind of any person. I will strive to remove the miseries of others to the extent possible. I, in my life, will not cause any suffering to the body or mind of any person. I will strive to remove the miseries of others to the extent possible. I, in my lifetime, will not cause any suffering to the body or mind of any person. I will strive to remove the miseries of others to the extent possible. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. May peace prevail in us. May peace prevail around us. May peace prevail all over the world. Peace, peace, peace. Gently rub your palm and fingers. Spread the energy over the face. Take a deep breath. Raise your hand above the head and join your palm and exhaling, slowly bringing down your hand. Be blessed by the divine.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. Dear all, today, 28th February 2021, Saturday, after the blissful meditation, we are happy to welcome you for the Consciousness 360-degree 8th program meet. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thanks, Professor, for a well beginning of this session with Duriya meditation. The moment you start watching the thinker, a higher level of consciousness become activated, said by Eckhart Tolle. When you change your level of consciousness, the situation around you will change with joy. Buddha said once. Vedatri Maharishi made everyone to understand the meaning of the statement with simple and easily. Now, the World Community Service Center R&D department has taken this initiative of Consciousness 360-degree, the weekly conclave. Now, let us move on to the welcome address session. We are pleased to have here Professor Narayanan Venkatesan for the welcome address. Professor Narayanan Venkatesan completed an MBA and MA in Yoga for Human Excellence. At present, he is working in Emirates Global Aluminium, serving as a Sky Professor at the Dubai Sky Yoga Center for the past 15 years. Over to you, Professor.
வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine, be blessed by the divine. Then my whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness, and peace. The divine and our cloud grew blessings, the complete program beneficial to all of us. Thank you for our president, executive board members, and all those involved to establish the platform where more experts discuss and realize on the original form of the divinity. As per our nation of Father Mahatma Gandhi, the statement, I am conscious of my own limitations. The consciousness is my only strength. So that means the word consciousness have a different meaning based on individual approaches. One of big challenge to whole society is that you cannot explain to the common people by words or any actions. To understand totality of consciousness, realization is required. The Almighty have four property: plenum, force, consciousness, and time. The whole transformation of Almighty from its origin to human is based on different level of consciousness supported by other its properties. The intensification and level of consciousness varies based on one's knowledge, habit, situation, and environment. The Almighty kept this great property within us, which play a major role in making harmony between our physical body, life force, and mind. The realization of God or truth is only possible by effective use of available consciousness within us. There is a three level of consciousness. Today, our main event is we are going to be enlightened by Senior Professor Nakiran on these topics. It is my honor to welcome all Vedatrian family members for this event. Behalf of all of us, I am proud to welcome Senior Professor Nakiran to give detail about level of consciousness, and Dr. Daumani for concluding speech, Dr. Rabindranath for vote of thanks. By the grace of divine and our Guru blessing, you and your family members enjoy good health, long life, prosperity, wisdom, and peace with adherence of leading virtuous life. Thank you all for giving the opportunity to Sky Yoga Center, Dubai. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Hand out to Sangeeta.
Vazhgalamudan. Thanks a lot, Professor Narayana Venkatesan, for the welcome address. Our understanding to the world just depends on our level of consciousness, a famous quote. Today, we are going to know about the topic levels of consciousness. To understand the finer aspects, I am very much pleased to invite our beloved Sky Professor Nakiran to present this evening and enlighten us with his profound knowledge and wisdom. Professor M. Nakiran has pursued his Master of Engineering, MA Yoga for Human Excellence, Diploma in Siddha Medicines. Sir is serving as work education teacher in Kendra Vidyalaya, Chennai for 35 years. He is rendering service as a Sky Professor in our system since 2004. Professor Nakiran has received the Best Teacher Award by the Ministry of HRD in the year 2005 for teaching yoga for Kendra Vidyalaya students as well as the teachers. We have such an eminent personality with us in the evening. Dear fellow meditators, please join me in welcoming our guest of speaker today. Over to you, sir. Sir, Nakiran sir. Vazhgalamudan sir.
Madam, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vazhgalamudan.
Okay. Thank you very much for the introduction and the descriptions. Thank you, one and all. By invoking the Sukuma presence of Swami Vedatri Maharishi, let me discuss the light thrown on consciousness by our Swamiji under the topic levels of consciousness. Once Swamiji, while discussing, for anything and everything, 4 people are needed. Minimum 4 people needed. People got shocked. Sir, 4 people, why? That is why God has blossomed into 4 qualities. The God, the divine itself, blossomed into 4 qualities, Swamiji said. What are the 4 qualities? That is the plenum, force, consciousness, and time. These are the 4 qualities emanated from the divine. Why it's so? It is its swadharma, Swamiji says. It is its nature. It is due to the self-cohering kinematic pressure force.
Sorry
These
for the
4
interruption.
qualities.
Sorry for the interruption, Nakiran sir. You switch
Sir.
on the videos.
Videos. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
sorry, sir.
Okay, sir.
Am I now visible, sir?
Yeah, very
Video
much
is on
visible.
now?
Yeah, on, sir. Go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Swamiji said that the God blossomed into four. But what is for all the developments, the single divine is one. The one as a God blossomed into many, Egan, Anegan in Tamil it is called, is due to its Swadharma. And that was possible only by the force and the consciousness. Swamiji said that. The plenum is the source for the force and consciousness is to work, and time is the boundary between two objective existence. Time is the boundary between the objective existence of the Almighty or the divine force in different forms where the time is required. And plenum is the source for existence, whereas the action is due to the force and consciousness. So Swamiji says that the consciousness is one. In a single word, it is called gravity. When it is defined as a gravity, it is at the center always as static. It is the center always as the static and base, for which Swamiji quoted an example that a wheel is rotating, maybe in a cart or in your bike. The center, there is an axle. The axle is not rotating. Without the axle, the wheel cannot rotate. So the consciousness is gravity. Without gravity, there is no function, there is no movement. And so the gravity is an attractive force in the subjective level. If you see gravity as a subject, in the subjective level, it is attractive force. At an objective level, it is a repulsive force. Swamiji says it is a repulsive force. So the attraction and the repulsion, you can say that the God or the divine, in its static form, it is gravity. In its functional form or a dynamic condition, it is a repulsive force called unified force, as defined by Swamiji, called unified force. And so the unified force, it's a repulsive force. And the attractive and repulsive force together, if you call, is a magnetism. It's a magnetism. So the God, the gravity is otherwise called magnetism. So magnetism is God. It is an identity for the existence of consciousness, and thereby consciousness is God. So Swamiji gave a explanation beyond that. It is, in an objective level, the consciousness is always three, Swamiji says. Whatever the object you take, whether it is animate or inanimate, it's a living thing or non-living thing, you can see the level of consciousness at three levels. In an objective level. In a subjective level, it is unique and one, that is gravity. Or in a functional level, it is unified force or magnetism, that is the consciousness. Whereas in an objective level, when you see an object, whether it is an animate or inanimate, it is always in three levels. If it is an inanimate, non-living thing, it is reflected as pattern, precision, and regularity. Whatever it may be, you take a diamond, it has its particular pattern. And even if you break into crystals, the precision is exactly the same, represents the pattern. And the quality is the order of regularity in the diamond. For example, a cyanide is a poisonous one, though it is white in color like a salt. If the poisonousness is not there, it is not cyanide. So the poisonousness is the order of function in the object of cyanide, and that is consciousness. So the quality which differs from the object to object is consciousness. So the consciousness only decides the quality of anything, any object, whether it is living or non-living things. So it is pattern, precision, and regularity involving non-living things. When you come to the living things, again the level of consciousness as one is seen in 3 levels, and that is the transformation right from the plant, 1 sense plant, to the 6 sense man. It is the consciousness is the base for transformation, which the science calls as evolution, whereas Swamiji says it is the divine which is transforming itself into many, and so it is transformation. Then it is mutation, because from 1 sense to 6 sense is due to mutation, and that is consciousness. And it is one level of the consciousness. The third level of consciousness is the cause and effect. The third level of consciousness is cause and effect, but whether it is independent from the other level, no. These are all interconnected. The level of the transformation, the level of mutation, and the level of cause and effect are interconnected with the unified force or the God. That is one consciousness, which is the base for all. So the unified force is a consciousness called universal consciousness. It is spread everywhere, in everything. And so it is universal consciousness. Within this universal consciousness, when it comes to an object, there exist 3 levels. All the 3 levels are well connected with the universal consciousness, well interacting with the universal consciousness. There is no discrimination, or there is no separation from the universal consciousness. They are in constant interaction with the universal consciousness, for which Swamiji gave an example. That is, if you consider the universal consciousness like an ocean, where a whirlpool is an object, or the wave which rising from that is an object. You can see a wave, you can see a whirlpool, you can see a calm sea level. These all exist only in the ocean, which is the universal consciousness. So no way it is separated from the universal consciousness. So that way, when it comes to in the living being, at the animal level, or even in the plant level, the same universal consciousness works in recognizing the field of its existence, or the contact of these objects, different objects, by 3 levels of consciousness. That is cognizance, experience, and discrimination. It is able to perceive that I am drinking some liquid, that is the cognitions. I am drinking a liquid, that is a cognitions, which is brown in color, it is a cognitions. Now, I am able to experience the taste and the chillness. Yesterday, I drank a liquid which was brown in color, but that was hot and slightly bitter in taste. Today, I am
There is some network issues. Very sorry.
Ravindranath Iyer, you may please engage instead of leaving the session blank, please.
ஒரு நாள் கட் ஆயிடுச்சுங்களா? வாங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணுங்க. வாழ்க வளமுடன். வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். வாழ்க வளமுடன். வாழ்க வளமுடன். Yes. Professor join.
I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, ஏதோ some charge குறைஞ்சிருச்சுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், அதனால
Okay.
sorry for the interruption. So the level of consciousness which is functioning in the living being as cognitions, experience, and discrimination. Yesterday, the liquid which was hot was a tea, and today the liquid which I am drinking is a juice. So it is able to perceive and differentiate and cognize. So this is the level of consciousness working in the living being. You might have seen the dogs which are able to find out the milk and the cake. Even the human being, it developed in the living being. And even plants are able to recognize even the feeling of the person who is coming very close, whether he is angry or is with a kindness. Plants are able to vibrate accordingly. So the consciousness works in these three levels. So that is in the living being. Then how is it possible? It is connected with the universal consciousness is through the cause and effect. Through the cause and effect. Because the consciousness is one in its functional order, which is an attractive and repulsive force. Swamiji says that I call it as unified force because it is one force only due to the nature, due to the function, or due to the level of the wave, it varies as attractive force or repulsive force. For example, Swamiji brought one bottle where he poured water in. When the bottle was empty, the water was going inside. Now it is attractive force. When the bottle is filled, the same pouring now overflows from the bottle. It is repulsive force. So the attractive force and repulsive force is the one, the same pouring of water only. And it differs. Same way Swamiji said that in all living being or any object where the magnetism which revolves causes a center, the center is always a gravity or God. It is a genetic center in living being, which is with attractive force. At the periphery, it is the repulsive force. But both are called magnetism. In other way, it is the magnetic wave with a code called consciousness. The magnetic wave with a code called consciousness. So the consciousness works in two ways in the living being as attractive force at the genetic center and repulsive force at the peripheral center, due to which it causes imprints in 6 fields, Swamiji said. In 6 fields, Swamiji has given it, and it is at the seed cell as a quality imprint that is transformed to generations in gene. So it is in the seed cell as a quality imprint. And it is in the life force particles as a micro wave imprint. And in the biomagnetism as a reflective imprint. In the sense organs as a habitual imprint. In the brain as a memory imprint. In the universal magnetism as a social imprint. In 6 ways, it is reflected and it is imprinted, causing as an imprint for a living being for its action and reaction. So the action is by the person, the reaction is by the gravity or the God. So the action is ours, the result is God. Swamiji, why we should think of the level of consciousness means, the level of consciousness in the objective level is 3, whereas it makes an imprint at 6 places, 6 levels it makes an imprint. So in the seed cell, it makes us a quality imprint. In the biomagnetism as a reflective imprint. In the sense organs as a habitual imprint. In the memory cells, brain as a memory imprint. In the universal magnetism as a social imprint. So once you think or you talk or you do any action, it makes imprints at 6 levels, and that in the time, during the time, it reflects, it not only reflects within our lifespan, it reflects in our generations. Certain imprints cannot be removed from the ocean of magnetic waves. It will keep on reflecting. So that is why one must be aware of your thought, word, and deed. So the level of consciousness when we discuss where we must be conscious, we should know our consciousness functions not only within ourselves, within our brain, within my mind, it is functioning in an ocean of magnetic waves, which is well connected with the universe, with the society, with the living being, not only the human being, even other living being. So accordingly, if I decide my thought, word, and deed, I will be able to lead a comfortable, peaceful, successful life. People are suffering because due to ignorance or sometimes due to the negligence, having understood the result also. But it is the duty of the realized souls to spread the knowledge of consciousness, which is the sole aim of our Vedatri Maharishi Swamiji, and the aim of world peace. Achieving world peace is possible if we can make the people aware of their own consciousness and its function and its presence. If that is done, peace, world peace is very easily achievable. And to understand the level of consciousness and to realize the consciousness and to make the consciousness, the only way is meditation. That's what Swamiji said. So now we know that our consciousness is in the objective level 3, but I have not told in the living being in how it is 3. Especially in the human being, the level of consciousness is 3. One is called peripheral consciousness, pertaining to the sense organs. The second one is subconscious. It is in the human being, it is called mind. The mind in 3 levels it is there. As a peripheral consciousness or peripheral conscious mind, you can say, it is pertaining to the sense organs, working at the sense organ level. Then the second level of consciousness is subconscious mind, which is pertaining to the memory, which is working at the brain level. It is not only a memory working at the brain level, it works even in the gene level. Subconscious mind, subconscious imprint, or subconscious level of consciousness is very dangerous because it is memory which you can be reflecting at any time, not only in our generation, in the future generation also, because it is a memory imprint. So the level of consciousness at the subconscious level is very, very dangerous. It will have memory, and the 6 imprints are also a kind of memory only at 6 places. Then the third consciousness is called superconscious mind in the human being. The superconscious mind is always in constant interaction with the divine consciousness or universal consciousness, causing intuition abilities. It is the cause for the intuitional abilities in a human being, that is the superconscious level of mind. So this consciousness can be measured in a person by measuring the EEG, our mental frequency. So when it is the mental frequency is above 30 cycles per second, 13 cycles per second and above, it is beta level, which is at the peripheral consciousness in a temperamental stage. When it is below and between 8 and 13, it is subconscious level. It is subconscious level, causing the memories, able to contact with the memory. Then if it is brought down from the 8, it is superconscious level. When it is gone to the delta level, that is between 1 and 4, it is at the universal conscious level. When it is 1, exactly 1 or less than 1, it is merging with the universal consciousness. At that time, the man becomes the divine, exposing the qualities of only love and compassion. So to that level, we can practice and bring down our memory, or we can bring down our level of consciousness. This is not possible with a cow or an elephant or a buffalo. Why we should discuss about the consciousness is that in these level of consciousness, always 3 in any object works as a instinct up to animal level. So it is decided by the destiny or decided by the fate, we call it as. It is at the destiny level or the fate level by the divine in all animal, be a living being up to animal level. But the man is different from the animal. He is called a humble animal. Human, H-U-M, it is humble. Animal, A-N is combined. That's what Swamiji says. So the human is nothing but a humble animal. But now, if we question ourselves, are we very humble with our children? Are we very humble with our fellow being? Or with my wife, or with my daughter, with my son, or with my subordinates as a boss, or with as a neighbor? We question ourselves means it is doubtful. So now, if you become a divine, we will be able to understand the consciousness. The divine consciousness is always love and affection, love and compassion. So we, irrespective of caste, creed, and religion, irrespective of the characters of the personalities, the divine is having love and compassion, and that is for the peace. So if I have to maintain a peace in my life, means I should check my level of consciousness. I should merge with the universal consciousness, for which I should do the meditation, and I should see to what level my consciousness is there. So human being, if realized, can alter the consciousness. That is, you can alter the fate. It is up to the level of your intention, and then the force or the effort that you put in that, and how much you are and what kind of consciousness level results you want, that all it depends. So, and the time, at the time that you are doing, and the place of your action. Swamiji says, Seyyum Thoril Nokam Idam Kalam Balam Okkave Sir Vilaivai Gandavadi Tigalum Arulatrali. It is the magnetism, but by your meditation, the way you are doing, you can alter the fate or the instinct level of consciousness to your own wish and will, and that is possible through meditation. So my level of consciousness is at peripheral level, means at the sense organ. But if I am not guided by my sense organ, my consciousness says that, yes, I suffered yesterday having eaten more sweets. Today I have a sweet. My eye is able to see it. My saliva is now segregating to eat. My hand is going. But if I work at the subconscious level, the past result, if I consider, then I will control my time. Then the super consciousness will say that, yes, you are able to achieve. You will be able to have a control over sugar, your health will improve. So this, your level of consciousness will caution you, and your level of consciousness will lead you into trouble. So now we must be able to guide our consciousness through meditation. So Swamiji says that people are suffering. It is not alone due to their own action. It is the action done by the generations in the past that also may reflect. And the future, whatever you do it may reflect. So to live in a world with a peaceful coexistence is possible only by 3 acts, because the level of consciousness working in the objective level in 3 ways, as peripheral conscious, subconscious, and super consciousness, and it is connected with the universal consciousness. In order to alter, in order to handle it properly, in order to maintain peace, and then prosperity and ecstasy in life, you have to adapt only 3 ways, Swamiji says. The first way is understanding the law of nature. Understanding the law of nature is the first one that we should know. What is that law of nature? The law of nature is such that it can modify, it can make, it can exist. But we are here, we think that whatever we want, we can make. No, it is not so. Swamiji asked that. He showed his thumb once. He asked, what is it? Thumb, he said. Then Swamiji said, show your thumb. Then people also showed their thumbs. Swamiji asked, whose thumb is it? One of the aspirants said, sir, it is my, Swamiji, it is my thumb. Can you give me, it is your thumb, you know. So can I cut and take? Then that person was thinking, so no, Swamiji, why? Once it is cut and take, you cannot make. So though you say that it is your thumb, it is not the thumb made by you. It is the nature which made for you. You are the consciousness as you. You exist in the body, but you think that the body is you. And that is why they say it is my thumb. It is your thumb, but it's not the thumb made by you. It is made by the consciousness, the God, the divine. So you cannot say that it is my thumb. We say it is my thumb. So what you cannot make is called nature. What you can make is an artificial. A cell phone is an artificial make, whereas the silica as a base for the cell phone is the sand made by God. So that is nature. So Swamiji says that understanding the law of nature is nothing but realizing that what is nature, what is not nature. Your father and mother are nature. You cannot make a better father or better mother. Your wife is a nature. You cannot make a better wife. Your husband is the nature. You cannot order a beautiful husband, a handsome husband tomorrow with the same qualities. So what you cannot make is the nature. If you understand it, then you will understand the people around you. Your boss, you will understand. Your subordinate, you will understand. Your enemy, you will understand. Your neighbor, you will understand. Your wife, you will understand. Your mother-in-law, you will understand. Your father-in-law, you will understand. Then you will not have conflict with the people because you understand nature as it is. You understand the nature as it is. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You are able to understand the nature as it is. So understanding the law of nature is the first thing. The second one is expansion of the mind. Expansion of the mind is nothing but your mind is called consciousness. It is restricted at the frequency level. When the frequency is high, the wavelength is less. It is nothing but a spring which has more spiral. Then the thickness, length of that spring will be less. If we expand the spring, the spiral will be coming down, the rounds, how many rounds it turns are there, it will come down, whereas the length will increase. So when you are increasing the length, you cannot put the spring in a small place, it has to extend. Your mind, when it is above 13 cycles per second, it is working at the peripheral level within the body and the temperamental stage. When you expand the mind, it goes beyond your body. It goes beyond your mind. And it reaches the universal consciousness. It means it crosses over other consciousness also, others also. So you can expand your mind means you become other. So where in that frequency level, in the expansion of the mind, what you think will reflect in others. What you think will reflect with nature. What you think it will reflect with other objects. That's what Swamiji says. That is what Swamiji experimented. When Nehru was talking in the UN, Swamiji wrote in the morning, these are all the words Nehru will utter. That day, evening by 5 o'clock, when it was broadcast through the radio, Nehru utilized the same word and uttered. That is why when you expand your mind through your meditation by bringing down the frequency, your mental wavelength will increase. At the increased wavelength, what you think it will reflect with the universal consciousness, with the universe, with your fellow being, with your other living being, so that by that you can make peace. That's what Swamiji says. So expansion of the mind, which is through your meditation. The third one is awareness in thought, word, and deed. The awareness in thought, word, and deed, because action makes reaction. And we cannot live without any action. But our action should bring good reactions, because action is ours, reaction is God. So every action has got its reaction. That is Newton's law. That is the nature's law. Swamiji says it. But the thing is, the action is mine. Swamiji demonstrated it in such a way, that is, he just joined two hands, which I join now. When he joined two hands, the result was sound. Swamiji asked that. Sound is not in the hand. When I join two hands, the air is compressed, air is nature. So air is being compressed, the magnetism of the air comes out as a sound. So action is mine, reaction is God. So God itself comes as a reaction means you should be aware of your thought, your word, and your deed. So if you make these three things very carefully, you will be able to run a comfortable, peaceful life for yourself, your family, and to the society. So there are three ways to lead a comfortable, happy, successful life in the society is by understanding the law of nature, expansion of the mind, and then awareness and thought, word, and deed. If you maintain it, these are the three steps for success and peaceful life. And that is because of the function of the consciousness. The consciousness, which functions in three levels in the human being, is called peripheral consciousness, subconsciousness, and superconscious mind. So the superconscious mind can merge with the universal consciousness. It is nothing but, Swamiji says that, if you say the top high tide wave as the peripheral consciousness, when it is in the mid-sea level, the wave is rising, tides are very less, it is subconsciousness. And at the deep sea level, it is almost nil, it is superconsciousness, which is on the base of universal consciousness. So when we are able to understand this consciousness, we will be able to gain high strength. We will be able to cure much of our diseases. Today, the whole world is suffering with the blood pressure, sleeplessness, restlessness, right from the children to the old age. Why? Swamiji once questioned, because we have not understood our level of consciousness, the nature of consciousness, and that is why we are struggling. So Swamiji gave an example that a girl who told her in-laws and to her parents that my husband is taking care of me so nicely, such a wonderful husband. She went to America. On that night, the husband was beating her like anything. So the girl decided, now if I say to my father, mother, or to her father, his father or mother, nobody will believe, because I have certified my husband is so good. So he is now beating me. It is better to commit suicide. So Swamiji asked, can the boy can save his wife? Swamiji said no, because the girl is dreaming as if the husband is beating. Now the next day morning, the parents rang up and asked, yesterday you went to America, have you got nice sleep yesterday? You slept well. Can the girl say that, yes, I had relaxed well, I took rest? No, she was sleeping in a comfortable bed with the AC room. But in spite of that, the dream which she is able to remember makes her not relaxed fully. So now Swamiji questions whether you have got a rest for your body, or rest to the life, or rest to the mind. Which is the real rest? Rest to the body is not the rest, because she slept 7 hours, but she is still not relaxed. Rest to the life force is dead. Rest to the consciousness is only real rest. Today, the whole world is missing this concept. They do not know how to give rest to the consciousness. Rest to the consciousness is only with us. Only Swamiji, by the grace of Swamiji, we have learned how to give rest to the consciousness. The consciousness at the periphery level, with the high frequency, it works as a mind. When it works as a mind, it gets a lot of stress. When it is in the subconscious mind, it leaks as a memory, then like a dream, again you get disturbed because you are consciousness. So the real rest is where the rest to the consciousness is rest. Where is the rest means the consciousness, the base for consciousness is the gravity or the God or the divine state is the base of consciousness. So to give rest to consciousness means we should remember the base. We should be at the base. We should be at the base means your mind should remember the base. The base is a dark fluid matter where no object is seen. When nothing is able to see, the mind cannot perceive anything. So the mind will be dead at that moment. The mind will be calm at that moment. When the mind is at calm, your consciousness is at rest. So to calm down your mind, you should only remember the dark fluid matter called the universal field, even, which is the absolute space. So thinking of absolute space is the only way to give rest to the consciousness that we call spiritually as Turiyatit meditation. So we should be very thankful to our Swamiji for having given the ultimate rest, the technique to relax ourselves.
Again, technical issues. Please bear with us.
Sorry, sir, it was again a problem. Madam, I'm connected now. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, with this, I think having given me the opportunity, I take this opportunity to thank you one and all. Swamiji has given a wonderful technique for us. We have to spread it to the whole world. So when we are able to make people understand the level of consciousness and to work through their consciousness and relax, that will be a great service for the society, which Swamiji wanted it. I thank Dr. and R&D section of RDR for taking up the direct cause of the mankind, which is suffering, because they do not realize the consciousness. Having realized our consciousness, we will be able to spread to the people, means this will be a good service to the society. There may be mistakes in my explanation with the learned persons of our community, World Community Service Center. I humbly request them to excuse me for any lapses and take it in the right spirit as Swamiji has given. Thank you, one and all.
Be blessed by the divine. Thanks, Professor, for a delightful speech on the level of consciousness. On behalf of all the listeners, we thank you so much for your powerful and soul-reaching speech, sir. Now, we would like to invite Sky Professor Dr. Dawmani from Sharjah for the concluding speech. Dr. Dawmani Jagannathan completed MBBS 31 years back and practicing in India and other countries, giving her medical services to mankind. She has been serving in UAE for the last 21 years. She continuously keeps her updating with the developments. Besides formal medical education, she has done DGO, MBA, PhD, MSc Yoga, PG, DYTD, SVSA. Her field of passion includes but not limited to women's health, children's health, medical counseling, spiritual counseling, school health services, researchers and scientists, MSc Sky Yoga from Periyar University, empowerment of women and children on preventive health awareness. She is active speaker in World Community Service Center forums in English, Tamil and Kannada. Let us hear from Sky Professor Dr. Dawmani. Over to you, Professor.
Be blessed by the divine. Thank you very much, ma'am. It's indeed a great pleasure to be in this Consciousness 360. And today is being a wonderful day where Professor Nakiran spoke about such an important topic on consciousness. Of course, as a doctor, I have been practicing for 31 years. Whenever a patient has suffering and pain, they come to us. We give them the medicine because they want instant relief from this suffering and pain. So once we give them the medicine, and they understand that with this medicine, the pain and suffering is just relieved, they don't go beyond that. And next time when they get the same pain and suffering, they themselves take the medicines and then be happy with that. One fine day, the toxicity of these medicines affect them. that is beyond our control as a doctor. And even as a doctor, I have been seeing the medicine what can save a patient, like any allergic emergencies, or it can even kill a patient, like if he is allergic to that medicine. Example is penicillin. It is a life-saving drug, as well as if they develop complication, it can kill them. In the same way, there are so many diseases which is increasing like anything. As professor was telling, these genetic diseases, it's really very sad to see that how these genetic diseases are increasing like anything due to internal factors. So much of genetic mutations are happening due to oxidative stress and due to the external factors. Man has no consciousness about self, society, as well as nature. We, the sixth sensed animals, are really causing so much of destruction to the nature. This
வாழ்க
environmental
வளமுடன் வாழ்க வளமுடன் மேடம்
vulgar.
switch off the video, switch on the video. You are not seen on the screen.
வாழ்க
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
we can see now.
Yes.
That's really great. Nice to see. Okay.
Right.
That's really indeed so nice that so much of the genetic diseases we are seeing these days in this society, where they come with either it is autism spectrum or any of these ADHD, or even after that age also they are getting these diabetes, asthma, allergic diseases, and obesity, infertility, PCOD, and so many diseases in the women are also increasing like anything. These genetic factors which are caused due to just mutation. When we go deep into the spirituality, as how professor was explaining, our mind has three important levels. Our conscious level, that's what even in science Sigmund Freud also says, that our Marcia has explained everything in such a simple way. Our conscious mind being the peripheral one, it is just the tip of the iceberg which we are seeing. That is our conscious mind, where we just try to see the external factors and work on that. Our subconscious mind is the most important thing, but nobody has the time to work on our subconscious mind, where there is this memory imprints, lot of childhood traumas which has happened as an important cause of coming out in the form of diseases. And another is the superconscious mind. We never even explore in our medical field, we never even explore, because we are at the superficial level treating the diseases. As a doctor, even I have to work so much on that. I feel blessed to be a part of this Sky team, so that I am able to explore, and so that I can inculcate these into the other people also. And within such a short span of life, such wonderful professors are explaining so many beautiful things about this Sky Yoga. Today, what Sir was explaining is the most important is we have to give rest to our consciousness. Our mind is continuously working on something or other. As doctors, even we can't sleep well, because the moment we sleep only we remember, that patient, what would have happened. Because in the night, 3 o'clock, one patient will call and tell, doctor, my daughter has 2 previous cesarean, and today 3 o'clock in the early morning, she's calling and telling, today she has water bag has burst in the evening, but since her doctor is not there, I am not going to the hospital. That's it, my sleep is gone. Because it is an acute emergency. If you really want to save the baby, you have to go to the hospital and get the necessary treatment done. 3 days I had sleepless night, and after that, slowly when I called back, she said, yes doctor, she had a meconium strain, so emergency cesarean was done, and baby and mother is fine. That is how they respond. So when, as a karma, we just do our duties without any expectations, without thinking, without with a lot of detachment, we have to keep our subconscious mind, our superconscious mind, in a very clear way. That is what, as a doctors, when we do, we can definitely make the patients also understand more. In my clinic, it may be difficult, but in such spiritual platforms, The more I understand, the more I can deliver to the society. So as a doctor, when we are explaining to them the causes of genetic diseases, we can do a lot of genetic center cleansing, the genetic center cleansing and the imprints which we keep on doing with our thoughts, words and deeds as an effect on this Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma, and all this I can explain in this platform. And with such wonderful professors uh, every day in this consciousness 360-degree, it's really amazing. Every time this Sky Yoga is coming out with a new system. Now that we are going into the Guinness Book and trying to break the records of motivating people to get into this meditation, that is on 28th March, what we all are aiming for, that is our individual peace as well as the world peace. That's what Maharishi Vedanti's most important concept, individual peace, world peace. As a doctor, I try to add little bit whatever is Maharishi has told only, like individual peace, individual health, world peace, world health, because the world healthcare system is really suffering a lot with so much of diseases. So that is why we are all into preventive health. So in preventive health, what Maharishi Vedatri has taught us about this meditation, yoga, introspection, this all doesn't cost anything to anybody. It is only our determination and motivation through which we do the practices. And with these practices, as we all know, that we can definitely prevent so many diseases. That is what is the most important aspect. So that is how the mind waves and their functions are our 8 special features of the living beings. We work at the physical body level, we just treat them. There is other things called life force energy, myomagnetism, the genetic center, the brain, the soul, mind. There are so many things we can definitely work on that. So that is how, as is Maharishi Vedatri's dream, we all can work as a peace ambassador and really get peace into this world by making ourselves more peaceful. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity with this such a wonderful team. Thank you.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Excellent conclusion, ma'am. Thanks, Professor Dr. Dhavamani. Now, we will post the link for the feedback form in the Zoom chat box. Kindly fill up this form and share your inputs to make the program better. This time, we share 2 types of Google Form here. Google Form 1 for new attendees and Google Form 2 for regular attendees. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Again, we request you all to fill the Google form and share your inputs to make the program better. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Now we are moving to the next session. Now the forum is open for Q&A session. Now we would ask to click raise hand button in the Zoom application.